Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Instead of today's video, we have the East Asia Monthly Finals, Grand Finals. So I'm here in Denmark right now. If you guys would have watched the broadcast yourself, you would have saw me on there. I mean, my voice is pretty much gone at the moment. It was incredibly hyped. And the talking point here was ZETA versus Crazy Raccoon. We got ZETA, who won 3 monthly finals, Crazy Raccoon winning it 2. And it is on a land setting again. So can Tensai redeem himself from last monthly final? I mean, it was incredibly close. But the funny thing is, Frenzy went a lot of Grey, Damien, and Ems. I mean, it is a good composition. But yeah, on Gem 4, it can be pretty good. I think with Damien, he's recently received some damage nerfs, so I was a bit reluctant on Damien, especially when I first tried him out in the meta, right? I was thinking, okay, Damien, you know, his damage doesn't actually feel that great. I feel like I could never get a kill, but it feels like an Ollie brawler now. So I didn't mention that broadcast, but it's very reminiscent of Ollie. Like, you can trap someone in, but you need support to finish off a kill. His super is still very broken, so I was very caught off guard on broadcasting desk on this Brock pick, because Brock, yeah, he's a good last pick brawler, but it's still Damien, right? Like, it's a little bit sus. Unless with Brock he was running the jump gadget, which can counter the Damien. But I was just a bit, yeah, I mean, you can never be too critical on pros picks, right? Because these guys are, this is literally their livelihood. They know a lot more than we could ever know in terms of why they picked a certain brawler, but it doesn't go without saying, like, we can definitely question some picks. So I think Tensai is running more rockets here instead of rocket number 4 because he isn't getting that longer extra range. One thing I actually didn't pick up on, I'm guessing he wants to use his super to confirm kills that little bit easier, and he doesn't really need the extended range. The speed boost is quite nice with the super, but maybe that was the way that they thought they would be taking down Damien a lot easier. I mean, they've done a great job in this first set. They easily got all the gems, and they just didn't look like they were really cooking up much. Suzuku took a long time to get his Grey Portal, and Damien was being a little bit too predictable with his jumps and whatever else. It wasn't chaotic, it was just control. I mean, this is the thing that we spoke about a lot in broadcasts. Like, a lot of the time, if you're just going to go control, Crazy Raccoon will just win at the moment. Like, even now, I mean, they won the World Finals last year, but even when people thought they were a little bit washed going into, like, LCQ, you still can't go these types, or, like, can't let them have these types of compositions. So this is why Zeta's drafts were impressing me, but also, like, it's so un-East Asia. Like, it's so aggressive, and that's what the metas have been for the longest amount of time. But I think the meta has shifted a little bit more now because you've seen so many of these assassins and tanks receiving nerfs. So I think for this monthly final, that is why I predict Crazy Raccoon to win, because the meta has shifted so much in their favor. The scrims were looking much better as well for them. So looks like they really enjoy this meta. That's all until, I mean, the thing is, right, after this monthly final, there's no more for all of these teams. There is obviously the Challengers, LAN, and World Finals, but you just hope, if you're as a player, especially if you've reached the World Finals, that there's going to be no broken buffy brawlers that enter the meta. That's when it favors the worst of teams. Well, Zeta aren't the worst team, but you know what I mean. Like, you would want, as a worst team, for there to be a broken Edgar buffy to be released like there was a couple of months ago. But now they're all turned out, so that's why you're seeing, like, these late Brock picks. But anyways, more onto the gameplay, and Crazy Raccoon have done a pretty good job here, opening up the map, but a bit of wasted utility there. And Suzuku manages to find the kill as well, so much better this time from Zeta. The problem is that Ems has just been outranged quite heavily by all 3 brawlers, and she's not really found the value, but all it takes is one little slip up, one little good play from Shy Tempo, and he will find the kill. Also, I was trying to get my pronunciation right on broadcast. I call him Shy Tempo, but everyone was like, how are you supposed to say it? It's like Shy Tempo. I still haven't got it. I mean, Hypercharge super going to go down, and that was a great pushback from Batman. And because of the Hypercharge super, I think that's the only way you can actually confirm kills now with Damien. So you see quite often in Batman's gameplay is that he's just going in like crazy and just trying to gain his hyper charge. So again, very reminiscent to Ollie, right? Like you just can't buy a kill with Damien until you get a hyper charge. Ollie isn't the greatest until you get the hypercharge, and the hypercharge changes the game. And you wouldn't even think that Damien's hypercharge super is anything crazy, but I believe they did buff the damage on it not too long ago, so it actually makes it quite substantial. Like you're going to be like he killed a Pell, which Pell is one of the tankier brawlers in the game, especially for a damage dealer. So yeah, much better this time from Zeta. And again, I was just so surprised that I've seen these aggressive ideas from Zeta. They just didn't care for the most part. They just wanted to play that aggressive, messy play style. I don't know why I'm yawning, by the way. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm not too. I'm just exhausted from speaking so much, and here I am yapping for another God knows how many minutes here. But yeah, Pell Pick, I don't mind a Pell Pick on this map because it is extremely tanky, but it's also like so vulnerable still to regret. Like in gem grab in particular, it can, especially in gem 4. This is a map that I didn't think I think Crazy Raccoon picked this map, I'm pretty sure. I thought this is the map that they would hate the most. It is like, excuse me, guys. It is so messy, and that's exactly why Zeta went with the grey, is because you need a brawler that can just get into the mid easily. Like, it's all just about mid, and it's all about these brawlers that have turnaround potential, because, again, like, if you're Zeta's composition, they've been playing it much better this game, but, again, very, very messy. Like, and that's exactly what you want, because you give Crazy Raccoon the chance to like break open the map, play pinch games, then it's not going to end well. But great kill there from Milcreo. I think Damien thought he could stay alive, but I don't think it really matters. He got such a good gem lead that Damien's just going to jump in again. He should be able to confirm the kill onto Pearl. I mean, she's at like 5k health, so that's not going to be the end of the world. I mean, in the second that Ems gets a super and dashes in, it doesn't, like, you have no good burst damage other than the Pearl, realistically. Like, Brock's just too, I don't know, too much of a bounty brawler, in my opinion. I mean, I saw the idea from Crazy Raccoon, but I think I'd rather just not go wall break in that position. I'm interested to know what brawler you guys think counters this M's Damien cheese. Alright guys, jumping into the second set then, we've got Layer Cake Bounty. So a Brock first pick isn't usually too bad because there's not many good options that you can go into the Brock. And they went with Meeple and Sirius. So I was like, they've gone Sirius and Meeple to really try, well, like it's okay, it can be good into aggro, but it felt like Brock actually should realistically counter Meeple. You'd think, like, if you can break open the map, Meeple doesn't like it when the map's opened up. I think the throw pick here, I was a little bit cautious on the alley and casting, but I think the crow doesn't realistically make sense. Like, I mean, they kind of need an in-between brawler because you got Brock for range, you got Ali for assassins and pressure and blue star. You need a bit of an in-between brawler, and you haven't got like a Gene available. But I just don't know whether Crow was the pick, because you could easily have gone, I think I'd just prefer a different damage dealer or even a throw at that point to counter out the Sirius. Even if you went, not really Barley, but like a Willow or something along those lines. But they went with a Crow. And those who Crow know that he's not the best in this meta at the moment. I've not really been liking Crow too much right now, especially since the nerfs, which is a great thing. I'm glad that Crow isn't that good anymore. And I was just thinking, like, I know, see, I'll have these comfort picks, but Stu, I think in EMEA, you would get caught off, like, I think you'd be able to punish a Stu pick on Layer Cake, right? Like, Stu on Layer Cake should not realistically work. But hey, it's their comfort pick. If they just want to go what they know works inside of scrims or whatever, like, who am I to say that Stu is a bad idea? So, I mean, I think they're thinking here with Stu, is what I thought earlier on, is that, okay, so they've got Stu, got speed zone, they can just pressure the opponents like crazy, but I think in Ali, I mean, Mukare gets tapped down there. Ali should be really aggressive here. Like, I think what you really realistically supposed to do is just chain your supers. Like, be aggressive, don't be afraid to die, because most of the time, if you've got like a couple of shots onto a brawler, especially a Meep or any of them, one Brock shot, a crow slow or something should finish off the kill most of the time. But I think when you have blue star, you have this tendency just to kind of sit back. And I don't think this really played too much into Zeta's hands right now. Again, push back into spawn quite easily. And I mean, as time goes on, Milcreo is just going to build up his supers. Tensai is going to build up his supers. And then the inner corner anyway. I mean, he's not using the box gadget, but imagine a box gadget in this situation. So Shatampo jumps up, but not really finding any value with Brock so far. I'm kind of... well, I don't know why he went jump, like, considering it now. Suzuku manages to get, like, 1 kill and gets his super as well, but the stars jump in favor of Crazy Raccoon, and now with another death, they are 4 stars down. Jump doesn't really make... I'm gonna guess that they thought Tensai would go box gadget, but maybe that's just 4D chess. But normally, with the break gadget, you just break out of that Manchester Meeple. No, I think you want... And maybe he didn't want to break open the map because of the alley, right? But just break the walls, not the grass, if you're going to do that. I mean, it comes really, really close here. And CR just managed to clutch things up, which was really, really nice from them. But yeah, that gadget choice leaves me wondering, why would he go? There's no aggressive brawlers that he needs to counter. So that's the only reason you normally go jump, right? I don't know, a bit of a weird one. Also, Ali, I mean, Ali's great on this map, Layer Cake. She's good on a few other maps, but I just haven't been noticing she just doesn't seem as good as she once used to be. Again, the meta not really favouring her too much, and they actually picked Ali because I think they wanted to stop like the Ruff's cheese composition that they were more than likely going to go, but this crow pick wasn't the best of supportive brawlers. So again, they're going to get pinched back here. Shatampo is going to get extremely weak, and they managed to find a kill. It reminds me so much, if you guys remember, was it Humble against... yeah, it was Humble against Bobby's team at Brawl Cup. Like a Meeple. I think they had like a Lumia. No, was it against... Anyways, it was like the type of composition where you get blue star and you just sit back. I don't think blue star brawlers work as well. Like sometimes that can work against you. They're picking up blue star, let's go defensive. But they've only really got a Brock that can defend themselves well, right? Like if you've got an aggressive comp, you're gonna gain back that lead no matter what. Especially with this Stu. So Milcreo gets a great kill. Batman dies as well. So Crazy Raccoon in a great position right now. And there's pretty much no way they can really come back here because Sirius is just chaining his clones. That makes it really hard for Ali to go in. Tensai nearly gets a double tap, but his Rage Quit gadget gonna stop him from dying there. But look at all these clones right here. There's so much to defend themselves with. Tensai has his hypercharge, and Meeple being picked quite a lot in East Asia as the monthly final went on because, again, these aggressive brawlers aren't really played too often. So Meeple can counter these aggressive brawlers, but you know what I mean. A lot of brawlers got nerfed. That just allows a brawler like Meeple to thrive that little bit more. So yeah, CR win this set super, super, super convincingly. Really didn't like the crow in this draft. Let's jump into the next one. All right, guys, jumping into set number 3 then, we have Pinhole Punt. So straight away, first pick, well, I'll let the nonsense talk for itself. So they first picked an Ems. You think, okay, well, Leon's open. You got Leon Ems, that's really good synergy. We've got Grey Damon that worked in Gem Grab. Yeah, it did work in Gem Grab. It worked in Ring of 5 for another team, and I think there's a few times some other teams played this composition, so you're kind of wondering, yeah, what do you realistically go into this? Honestly, I think like another... It's got to be, like, I'm going to ask some pros after this, especially EMEA pros. What counters Grey, Damien, Ems is surely a brawler, right? That's good into Ems because you can waste a knockback, but then again, knockback can be really dangerous. I mean, to go with Otis, so the plan here is to try and not feed the Grey as much as possible. Otis is great into Damien, especially since the nerfs, but Otis is always a great counter. And you just outpinch them because often what a lot of good teams like Humble do is that they'll just draft, like, I've seen some script, like, this is why Chester's fallen on the meta, for example, like, they'll go Chester, well, you can just go in Otis and just outrange Chester and then gain control of the grass, and that's what their probably strategy is here, but since I nearly manages to grab the ball, but because Rage Quit was nerfed, he wasn't able to get that kill, I think, because, yeah, I think that Rage Quit nerf did come into effect because of that, so The thing is, right, like with an 8-bit comp, you're basically doomed at the start, but you're always going to get super once you got your first one pulled up. So now Batman's going to get pinched out. And if that's kind of the name of the game, is just to consistently pinch out the opponents as much as possible. And then with Meeple, you're able to get some goal scoring opportunities because you got this super, right? You've got the gadget that can really help in these situations. So Meeple is just going to run in and just burst down as much damage as possible, but that's not going to be enough. And yeah, the cheese is just, that was the name of the game right now in East Asia, which we probably need a new word for the cheese, to be honest, because we overuse that a lot. But so far, so good. And you kind of question, okay, well, Ems is good into the 8-bit on this map most time if you sneak in. Grey allows you to sneak in a little bit better. Maybe like even Leon would have been even better in my opinion because Grey isn't the best brawler in Brawl Ball, but these hooks have been coming in really nice from Suzuku. Mikro manages to pass the ball away for now and stay alive at the same time. And Chartampo gets the first goal. And again, right here you're thinking, wow, this is just so easy for Zeta. It looks like Crazy Raccoon haven't got any answers, but there's no super yet for Damien, and that's just not going to work out good for Zeta so far. I mean, the Meeple's going to use super. That's going to allow him, what I can see as well, Meeple pairs really well with Otis, or any ranged brawler, because you just throw out your super, and then Otis and 8-bit are just able to laser anyone from any distance because they can shoot through the wall. Like, it's an insane synergy. Don't know why I didn't think of it straight away. Yeah, 8-bit turret's going to get pretty weak here. I mean, the hypercharge super is fine, I guess, but didn't really get the most value out of teleporting in pretty early. The problem here with Grey, like, it's just, yeah, the teleports are great, but Grey is not good in Brawl Ball. He's just not. Like, there's so much health on the side of Crazy Raccoon. Where is he going to find the kill, realistically? I mean, he kind of works as an assassin, right? But he's just playing, I don't like his own game. Like, he's just not able to really make that much of an impact in the game. It's all Batman and Chartampo trying to get some value with M. So again, he's jumping in on his own here. Maybe that's a strategy just to try and get his hypercharge, but I think you can't really go in without some help with a Damien anymore. But again, he's got his hypercharge. He hasn't got super just yet, so he's probably just cycling in his death. With this type of composition, you don't really care about your KD, you just need to try and make a play. So the problem is that Chartampo is really weak as well, and they just know to pinch, and they can go and walk this one in. So the longer the game goes on, the better it is for Crazy Raccoon. They gain their utility, they gain their supers, and they're able to pinch them out with ease. So yeah, the Meeple super really helping them out there. And like, I don't think a Damon can even kill an 8-bit anymore. And especially if, again, if these pro players should know, and this is why I don't like a lot of tanks into 8-bit. Well, 8-bit's a damage dealer, right? But it's just this gadget. Like, you could literally run into Damien with 2 pieces of ammo, press gadget, press 1 ammo, and just delete him instantly. So this is why sometimes 8-bit can be so dominant. But I didn't really particularly so much in favor for 8-bit because you can counter it out, especially if it's early in the draft. But hey, maybe in this meta, because there's so many other brawlers that are banned out, you kind of just got to pick the 8-bit, or else the opponents are just going to pick the 8-bit. So can see why for sure. So you can see him and Cray still not going to go down because he's got so much health, and Damien damage nerf really hurting him. So setup is a lot better for Crazy Raccoon this time around. They didn't get the early goal conceded. Tenside's already got hypercharge, which is just insane. I mean, the wall's gonna, it just misses out there, so 8-bit can still peek up, but the hypercharge super is just gonna push them back all the way into spawn here. Chartampo's actually pops super before he gets into that teleport. I wanted to call it out whilst casting, but I didn't want to slander my go Chartampo. It's unfortunate timing. I don't think the teleport was up in time, and now there's no utility on the side of Zeta other than this Damien super. Let's see if Ems can get super in time. I mean, it gets absolutely melted. I'm so impressed with Moy's gameplay, by the way. Like, he has been playing so clean. He's been shredding people over and over again. The jinx is him. He gets pushed into a wall and destroyed. But yeah, the lead is in Crazy Raccoon's favor. And it's going to take a miracle for Zeta to really score in this situation. Hypercharge goes down, and look, that Hypercharge burn effect actually being pretty good. I remember when this Hypercharge first came out, it was terrible. And it felt like a Pearl hypercharge, to be honest. It weren't really good whatsoever, but it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good now. But hey, 30 seconds left. You'd think in this situation with so much, with an 8-bit turret set up, with Meeple hypercharge as well pending, you'd think they'd be fine. But Suzuku gets a really nice kill onto Meeple there. Batman gets a really important kill as well, barely surviving. Suzuku is doing a lot of pressure right here, but with 15 seconds left, you're like, okay, hypercharge milk right, the ball's in the corner. How are they going to get this goal? But yeah, great kill there from Ems. Moya manages to get the mute as well, but was the mute wasted? Maybe he could have got the mute onto a different brawler because the pass across, it goes over to Batman. I didn't even see him teleport in, and that was such a beautiful goal, by the way. And then the ball as well, like Shatampo, I think, well, no, he passes it. Yeah, he passes it up to Tensai, and that's the exact reason why he lost. He passed it up, but I don't think it was in position to really have a goal scoring opportunity. You got Damon without super. I think he would have been good to just pass that into the corner because their comp isn't good in overtime. They have an Ems, they have a Damien, they're up against Otis 8-bit in overtime, like, and then just passed them the ball. I mean, yeah, a little bit of it's like one of those small errors which end up being a big one in my opinion. But hey, crazy compositions from ZETA again. Let's jump into the next one. Now jumping into set number 4, we have Gold Arm Coach Knockout. So this is a map that I don't particularly like because most of the action just happens at the end of the game. I don't really like Knockout in general, as you guys probably know. But a Surge first pick it's fine. I mean, it can get countered, but I think this is the one map that it can probably work out because you can just sit behind walls, you know, jump in if needed. It's pretty easy, right? So I'm going to go with Glowy. So, again, this is another pick where we literally watched, I don't know what match it was now. It just feels like so long ago now. But Glowy is good when the map's opened up. So, okay, you're thinking here, okay, Glowy, you've got Pierce. They're surely going to open up the map, right? And that's where Glowy is going to thrive. So that's what you're thinking with ZETA. You're thinking, okay, but they probably go Colt, right? They probably go Brock's band, Ruff's band. They're surely not going to go like a Griff. Could go a Griff, but and then okay, you're thinking here. So if you're ZETA, you're thinking, okay, Meeple Search. These two brawlers are counted when the map is opened up. So you've got quite a clearly easy Colt game, in my opinion. Like you just click Colt Gadget a few times. Surge's walls are gone. Meeple's walls are gone. You play late game, I mean, Glowy's not going to do a ton, but Colt's going to outrange them. Pierce is going to absolutely clap them once the map is opened up. And they go with a Byron, so I would still go to Colt. Yeah, Byron can get some good taps onto. I mean, Byron's a half decent counter to Pierce because just easier to hit main attack, good counter to Glober, and would have a good matchup into Colt. But the problem here with ZETA is that they deviate away from their original strategy, which I think they should have just kept with the Colt. They go with the Sprout, so I was actually like, okay, this is a good Sprout game. Sprout is my main. This is a really good Sprout game. They have their only way to combat the Sprout is literally it's literally Surge Super. So if you can get Surge to waste his super, it should be not GG, but like Sprout should be doing a lot of work here. A lot of work. I know Meeple has a gadget that can trap Sprout and then you can maybe pounce upon him, but I still feel like personally, again, I don't know about you guys, Sprout is a good pick into this draft. I mean, Sprout isn't the best of brawlers right now. And look at the new Sprout, by the way. Like, why is bro a box? I mean, he still kind of looks cute, but how did Supercell lose that lawsuit? I will never, ever know. So, yeah, the problem here with Glober is that he's just a worse Byron at this point. Like, he may as well have gone by, well, no, Glober, the thing is, like, you go Glober because he's also pretty good into aggro brawlers because he's got a really fast charge and super when you use the dash gadget. But you'd probably be preferring Byron in this situation because like Glober, he's just sitting here like he can't really connect onto any of these guys. He's just trying to enable Suzuku and Tempo. So I really think the strategy probably here, I think Glober should just be running with the Sprout. And then Suzuku, again, like I'm unsure why that Sprout wall was placed there. I mean, if you rewind back, like he has Sprout wall, he only has to worry about Tensai's gadget, but he could have easily just blocked off that right section, break up the grass, and just pressure Meeple. Like, what is Meeple going to do into a Sprout? Nothing. And he could have, like, his teammates were in a bit of trouble, but your Sprout, you have the keys to really counter the enemy opposition. But I feel like he's playing a little bit scared. Again, like, no disrespect to these guys. Like, I'm just giving my opinion at the end of the day. But, and it's of course really hard to always be perfect. It's easy to sit here. I mean, he's already got his hypercharge, but I just think in that moment, that could have been an easy game win. So, again, like, you don't really got to worry too much. Like, you're a Sprout that's getting boxed in. You can shoot over the walls. Use your walls to block off, like, a Meeple or something. You've also got a Globert here that can save you. Like, he's healing you up. He's also got a dash gadget that can heal you up for a good Meeple shot as well. Like, Meeple is not going to be killing you. So Chatampo opts to use super onto the Surge, so it gets him to waste his super here. So that's a good wall there from Suzuka this time around. Batman's in a bit of an awkward position here, to be honest. Does miss out on his super as well. And I feel like this, I mean, that's an incredible wall, and he literally wins on the round from much better that round, by the way. But again, there's a little bit of like, that felt like a bit of panic there from Batman. He dashed in, and then the super was just never really going to. I mean, it didn't really matter at the end of the day because he just needed to pressure the opponents. But yeah, a few little. Don't know whether it's nerves. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. Like, okay, the thing is now with Sprout, he can't really go right lane because he's just going to get boxed and then supered. But once he gets the super, he shouldn't be afraid of his Meeple. He really shouldn't. Like, just Batman and Suzuki should just push. They honestly should just push. Like, Shatampo's going to keep this Surge at bay. Just push up the map. So Surge does a good job here. He actually sneaks all the way around. Shatampo still thinks he's in the bush for whatever reason. And now Moya's going to sneak in and probably going to look to try and get the kill onto them. I mean, the box goes down. Suzuki barely just makes it out alive, but it's the exact moment if you're Crazy Raccoon that you want to be pushing the pedal when the gas just about starts to close in. So Shatampo gets his hypercharge here, but he hasn't got a hypercharge super. Manages to find a kill and a super onto CR. And yeah, it's looking great for Zeta. And they managed to clutch that one up. So late game, it's impeccable for these guys. I mean, that was really good work from Shatampo there. He actually got so much value, I didn't even realise. But after looking back, I mean, he plays incredibly well on the Pierce, but yeah, I'm thinking, like, again, they got the Sprout. This is surely like an outdraft, no? Like, yeah, Globert's not doing too much, but yeah, it's just. Anyways, okay, so strategy changes up a little bit from Crazy Raccoon here. So we're going to break open the grass again. I mean, they're trying to find a kill with that gadget, but I think breaking open the grass actually hurts them a little bit here because you want to be sneaking up as a Surge. Crazy Raccoon gonna go so much more aggressive this time around, trying to find the kill onto Batman. I mean, as a Surge go this aggressive into a Pierce, by the way, is ballsy. Like, how is he still alive in this moment? Again, another gadget going down, and Crazy Raccoon of saying, okay, this is the mid-set adjustment we need to make. We need to be more aggressive, guys. We need to force them back into spawn, or else, you know, if it comes into the mid game, Zeta clearly have the upper hand, especially when Surge don't have their super. So they're just making it uncomfortable. And now Sprout has super, so he's going to use that to block off Surge. I don't know, that was a bit of a questionable wall. Now he doesn't have a wall for when the gas closes in, and all the pressure for CR. And yeah, you can just see, again, this is the exact map that I talk about. Once you get positioning, once the time the mid comes in, the team just wins. So if you're Zeta, you just need to fight your ground, or just all three of you stack on their left lane so you don't get boxed in like that, and then you just use Sprout and win. Like, surely that's the strategy? No, I'm speaking like an uncare probably. Am I speaking a different language? I think that's just the easy strategy. Just play till late game. Yeah, you got Surge jump, but you can probably force Surge's jump just before late game anyway. So interesting strategy as well. Surge is just sitting in the back, not letting them know. Again, you need these like little small plays that are going to catch the opponent off guard. So I think he's waiting for Shatampo to push up, and then Surge will just jump across the wall, free tap or whatever, get a lot of pressure, cycle through to his next super. So again here, with a Sprout, it should be looking to Push up now onto Tensai. Tensai gets a good box, but Tensai's all alone here. This should be the prime opportunity to find a kill. Hypercharge comes out, and they still don't find a kill, by the way. They managed to get one onto Moya finally, but that's a lot of utility used up just for that round win. And they can get a kill onto Tensai there in the end. So that just came from, again, Shartampo popping off. I feel like, again, Suzuka and Batman aren't making the pop-off plays that are needed. Again, like it is Shartampo, he is going to be the one that's going to be carrying with those brawlers, but I feel like we could be doing a little bit more. But hey, we're on set point right here, and Crazy Raccoon need to think of a way to win this set. And with Moya already using his super, but this is just, how does that even happen, by the way? Like, I feel like I need to rewind that back because I'm unsure how. I won't rewind many other things back, but yeah, I don't know how he doesn't know that Tensai's going to sneak up. And then he probably thinks, okay, I'll just pop super anyway if he comes close. But he was just completely outplayed there by Tensai, and they just get a 3-round win. I just think that was really sloppy. Like, they just give Crazy Raccoon the round there. Like, that was, I did not expect that. Like, after all of that, let's just skip through here so we don't have to waffle anymore. And yeah, so now it is match point for Crazy Raccoon. Honestly, things could have gone differently if Tensai didn't box him and hypercharge him like the goat he is. Maybe we probably, well, we would have been going to set 5 surely, because again, I think Sprout holds the keys to the victory here, and he's not really doing as much here. Batman, again, overextending. It's just a little bit, I don't know, unorthodox. Like, I think Batman's a great player. I think he plays control brawlers pretty well. Well, he does play aggressive brawlers pretty well as well, especially via Damien. But I don't know, like, to me, it's just 2 small mistakes there. You can't afford to make a mistake against Crazy Raccoon. It's not like a throw. Some people really over explain and like really roast these players, right? But they're just making small oversteps. But good players will punish you and make it seem like it's like the, well, I mean, it kind of is. It's kind of a game defining moment. And again, they're going to go over the strategy Sims with Surge in the back. And I don't get why now. Like, just keep Saitampo on the Surge. Just make him chip and wait till late game. And just send, surely, a Glowy and a Sprout should overcome a Meeple and a Baron. Like, you just think, right? Like, yeah, you might get boxed in, but you got so much heals with Glowbert. So, okay, they're trying to get a 2 versus 2 here. They're just going to put Glowy over there because I guess Glowy doesn't really do much in terms of damage and just let him poke some fun over there. But Tensai with an insane box. And that's pretty much GG at that point, right? Like, 2 versus 3. Globert's not really going to find any damage. And yeah, it was just evident at this point that Crazy Raccoon were going to win. So I think there was a few things wrong there, right? Like, I think we should have just sent Glowy with the Sprout, perhaps, and just had Sprout carry that a little bit more. But Tensai played that beautifully. Like, you'd think a brawler like Meeple, so easy to play, but he made it look easy to play, just throwing out the boxes at the right times. By the way, Crazy Raccoon's merch, it's kind of all I need, that jacket from Moya. But fair play. I mean, they look extremely angry. I think there were some mistakes there in ZETA's gameplay. But if they can iron out those mistakes, I don't see why they can't make a good run at the World Finals. But hey, if the pressure's on and then the mistakes come out, it's not the best of looks. But hey, ZETA won 3 monthly finals this year. Let's just hope that they don't fall out the World Finals like they did last time. That's the main thing, right? But that's going to be it, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Really, really fun monthly final. Let me know what I need to improve in terms of my casting. I really appreciate any type of criticism. I'll take it on board for EMEA. But yeah, still in Denmark for 1 more day, guys. And then I'll be back because I'm casting, right? So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. See you later. Bye-bye.